may not necessarily be in question now. It's about
but
return
ECG
on investment and
ECG
then paying
does
for the
not
power
generate
that
electricity.
but the
I'm
point
saying
is
to you that what your producer said to you was that Dr. Rekugobi has made some assertion to the effect that there was imminent doom so. And I'm saying to you that if you look at the data, that assertion is not supported by the facts. And I've said to you that notwithstanding, government in its wisdom and having regard to the Energy Commission's own demand forecast is having conversations with independent power producers to ensure that incremental capacity is added so that by the time we get to the point where the presently installed capacity is consumed, we have sufficient enough generation to meet the demands of our consumers. You are mixing that up with ECG electricity distributor. These obligations that he's claiming government owes them. And I'm saying that distinguish the two.
No, but
ECG's
it's a supply chain, you agree.
does not in any way impact the generation capacity of this country. But that's not the point that I'm making.
It's a supply chain. Dumsor may not necessarily return because of the generational capacity. It may also be due to some other challenges which also border on indebtedness. You agree?
Such as.
Precisely. And that's why I'm saying it's a supply chain. If one side of the...
It's not a question of supply chain. Yes. ECG as the distributor, they are the ones that generate the revenue at the consumer and then distribute for which everybody else within the value chain is paid. But I'm saying that in itself is distinguishable from actual generation being available. If you're saying that, yes, there's sufficient enough generation, but because you owe ECG, they are unable to pay the generators to generate the power for them to distribute. That's a conversation that we can have. But the point still remains that does not impact generation per se.
Right. So at what point do you personally feel that Dumsor could come back?
Well, I do not foresee that we're going to have Dumsor anytime soon. I do not foresee that the conversations that are actually ongoing today would lead to Dumsor anytime within the foreseeable future. Like I indicated, PURC, the Energy Commission has demand forecast that because it's the energy sector regulator, okay, then projects additional generation capacity that government from time to time ought to add to the generation mix. We are following that strictly and would ensure as a ministry that there are no gaps that would then lead to generational deficiency that then would result in lack of electricity for our consumers. That I can assure you is exactly what it is that we are doing.